Good morning, everyone. This is Uche Njoku, and welcome to the Sneaker Principle Podcast. This morning, I want to share with you an idea that was brought to me by a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. We hadn't spoken in a while, and we were just touching base. And as you connect with someone, a friend, you always ask them how they're doing, how the family's doing. All the typical conversations that we have with friends. And as he's unpacking the things that have been happening in his life, he said something that was very interesting, something that really caught my imagination, that really moved me. And he talked about his personal improvement plan. And I was like, personal improvement plan? That sounds like an easy enough concept. But it also felt very complicated because I'm asking myself, first of all, what is a personal improvement plan, especially when it comes to something that is self-imposed? I've heard of professional improvement plans where you may create a action plan for an employee to improve their performance. I think it's in places they call it performance improvement plans. You find them in corporate America. I mean, the acronym might be different, what it actually means, but a PIP. I've heard about a PIP many times before, but never personal. And if I were to envision what a personal improvement plan would be, it wouldn't be something that would be outside of the professional realm, because it would make sense to me to have a personal improvement plan at work, maybe something that is self-guided, based on a professional improvement plan that's given to you, that's been discussed, and you kind of like create your own personal line items to attack to improve your performance. But this friend of mine said this is his personal improvement plan. And as we were talking, he started telling me things that he was doing that seemed easy enough, but also super complicated. I remember him telling me that he had had 300 plus consecutive days of actually working out every other day. And I said, 300, like it was definitely well over a year. I want to say it was like a 360 range. And I was like, wait a minute, for the past 360 something days, every other day, you worked out without fail. Not, I had some days where I had to double up or I had to go back to back because something was happening the following day. No, every other day, there was going to be a workout, an intense hour-long workout. And I was like, No matter how much my brain wanted to make this seem like something that was a incredible act of courage and something that was so amazing, it was very simple. Find that hour, because you're not preoccupied every hour of the day, unless you're like, bedbound or something in that capacity. But find an hour, even if it's the most exhausting point in your day where you're like, I have nothing left, I need to get some sleep. But no, I want to get an hour away from sleep to accomplish that task that I've given myself. I said, okay. Then the next thing he said was that there's this app, Duolingo, where you can learn a language and it's self-paced. And he said, for 400 plus days, I've been every day doing 20 minutes in Duolingo, to the point I'm pretty confident in Spanish. And I said, what? Every day? But 20 minutes. And so the fun thing about 20 minutes is, in my brain, it seemed like something like incredible, like, wow, you are very disciplined. But what is 20 minutes? Rather than watching the news, I'm going to take 20 minutes out to do this thing. Maybe I'm doing the 20 minutes as I'm doing my cardio. Maybe I am, taking care of a biological function. So I will have my phone with me and go through the lessons for 20 minutes. And I'm sorry, some of you out there are going to be like, ew, but I'm sorry, we've all done it. We've all gone to the bathroom taking our phones with us. So let's not even go there. But however, to be disciplined enough to know today I have to do my 20 minutes, whether it's scheduled or whether it's, this is the best time for me to get it done before the clock strikes midnight into a new day. And then it went into other things, planting a garden and tending to the garden on a daily basis. I said to myself, and all these things, he was giving me numbers in the triple digits of consecutive days. And this is someone who's married, has several children, I think about 4 or 5 kids, spanning from high school all the way to still elementary school age. And I'm like, where do you find the time? I didn't say this to him, but my brain is saying, where do you find the time to do this? Without me asking the question, he said, I do all these things to keep myself accountable to getting better, learning new skills, letting my brain expand itself. This is my personal improvement plan. And I was so taken aback and so thrown off that guilt kicked in, because I said to myself, there are all these things I keep saying I want to do, and they're very, very simple, but I allow myself to fall into the space of, I don't have the time, I'll do it tomorrow, the kids are too noisy, there's so much going on in my head. But the reality is, none of these things are happening 24 hours consecutively. You can find the time to get to your personal improvement plan. So I have to say this. Since that conversation, I think the next day or the day after, I started working out every day. And it's very simple. In the morning, I get up early enough to do a nice long walk, nice paced long walk, try to do at least 3 miles, preferably 5 miles. But I do this every other day. And the other every other day, I go to the gym, which is literally less than a 10-minute walk from where I live. And it's Planet Fitness, and I go in there and I do a circuit. And that circuit takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get done. And it's all, upper body circuit. I want to strengthen my core and, lean out my midsection and get back to my fighting weight. And I don't do legs, because what I do is my other days, because I'm doing cardio, I'm less interested in building muscle mass in my legs and leaning out. So I do a lot of my leg work is the walking, or the other thing I've added too is the days that I can't go for the walk, I just jump on my Peloton bike, which I bought, and I bought it over 3 years ago, and I can tell you in those 3 years, I've probably used it less than 1% of the time. And it became a coat hanger, a coat rack. And I finally cleaned it up, and I, in the midst of all of this, establishing my own personal improvement plan, because with the Peloton, you have to wear the riding shoes. And I would always give myself the excuse, by the time I put the shoes on, and I got to click on and click off and make all this noise. So I did something that I knew I could have done 3 years ago. YouTube. Go to the alternatives to wearing riding shoes. And you had these foot cages, like you would find at the gym, that you can just put onto the Peloton, which means you can just throw your sneakers on and jump on. No putting shoes on, no taking the shoes off. Anybody who knows anything about the Peloton shoes, they're kind of annoying. If you don't have the rhythm of it, they're kind of hard to put on, kind of hard to take off. And it was that simple. I want to say it's been maybe about 3 weeks now, and I have not missed a day of a workout. And there was a night that I had to jump on because I couldn't go outside for my walk. I couldn't get the walk in that day, so I jumped on the bike. And I had my phone on there, and I watched I think I listened to an audiobook, I watched the video, and I got it done. Because the one thing too is, if TV or media is a distraction, why not marry the two? So I can sit on the couch and watch TV and veg out, or I can turn on whatever I'm watching on my phone or my tablet and get on the bike and watch and ride. Personal improvement plan. The one other thing that I decided to do is that I have a quite elaborate, podcasting, video content creation space here in this office. I do all my podcasts and all my video creations for the most part right here. And I know I've not been leveraging this space, the equipment, the skills, the way I should have. So I told myself, I'm going to start recording every day. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to record something. I know every Wednesday I have the Ivy League Hood Rats podcast with my brother Archie Tyson. But I also know that I've been creating and writing a lot of content around education, and I can post something. So I started off by telling myself, I'm going to talk about my book, From Classroom to Dean of Students, Keys for Successful Transitions. And I made a bunch of videos, just kind of like thumbing through the book and talking about some things and giving my insights about how to make that transition work, And now I was like, okay, I kind of ran out of content there, but there's something always going on. Last night I did a video about creating a transition plan for a school leader who's taking over a new role at a new school, which can easily be translated for anyone who's moving in education to a new role. How do you create a plan to make sure that transition is fruitful and successful and impactful? And right now, I'm talking about, a personal improvement plan. It's not that complicated. It's about establishing habits. I remember reading somewhere that if you do something continuously for 18 days or more, it becomes a habit. I think I might have crossed the threshold of the 18 days. Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe getting there. I'm not sure. But one thing I do know is, with creating these videos, I've created something every single day since I started this, daily attack of my personal improvement plan. I think I only missed one day. And I missed that day because something happened where I just lost track of time. But I think I stayed up till midnight. Past midnight, I still recorded new content. And the following day, I still did that. And I just keep pushing forward. And I don't let it worry me, don't let it bother me. I keep moving forward. This is something very interesting, very, very important. And I'll say this, for anyone who is wanting to really push themselves to get better at anything, or maybe just get better at being you, stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't have the time. Just do it. It could be sloppy. It might be amazing, but most of the time it's going to be subpar, and it's not going to be what you want to do. It's not going to be to the level that in your brain that you really want. But the fact that you did something is very important. The fact that you actually made an attempt is tremendous. So just do it. Sorry, Nike. Just stole your one of your mottos or taglines. But I think that's it. Just do it. And if you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. I would even say if you can't make it up, it's okay. Start over again and keep going. Eventually, you're going to discover that you've put in so many hours into what you're doing that it's not even going to be about feeling good. It's going to be all about knowing that you've become something different, something more powerful, something more amazing. And this is something that I want to impart on my students, something I want to impart on people I'm around. We got to stop making excuses and just do it. We should all have a personal improvement plan. Till next time.